The song has just begun. It's from Reflection Eternal. It's featuring Mos Def, Jay Electronica, and of course J. Cole. Reflection Eternal being rapper-producer combination of Talib Kweli and High Tech. So you have Cole getting on this track that's a Black Star track, Kweli and Mos Def. It's a Reflection Eternal track, meaning High Tech's producing it. He produced obviously a lot of the Black Star too, and so this is just already it's a classic combination. Then you bring in Jay Electronica, who at that time, much like J. Cole, but in a very different kind of way, had a buzz to him that it was like we found this guy that was already a star, that was already a prophet. A prophet was like definitely a word that you would have thought for Jay Electronica. He had this crazy backstory of, he was homeless, and he is very elusive, and he's hard to put your hands on. Like he's not controllable by major labels. Like he's saying wild shit, but in a really confident and in a way that feels wiser than his age. And so to have J. Cole on a song with those three guys and that producer, it's an incredibly high bar to clear. It's a compliment in and of itself, but it's an incredibly high bar to clear. Like if he can even just keep up with these guys at all, then he's definitely the guy that we thought he was. And this is a great example of something I talked about in the Grown Simba video, which is he, in his style at the time, was kind of declaring that this career path that Talib Kweli had was not going to be sufficient for his ambitions. And it's no disrespect to Talib Kweli at all. Actually, it's a compliment to him, which is that you walked so that somebody like J. Cole could run. It's like, if I look back at myself at that time, early 2010, I'm 20 years old, going on 21. I came up as a teenager listening to Black Star and Reflection Eternal, and Kweli was just kind of the gold standard for a certain type of rap. Post Corner Store, pre-blog era rap. It's like it's a period that didn't get talked about a lot. It's like forum rap, which is, Cole also came up in that too, kind of famously talking about, he met his producer, one of his producers that he works with, Elite, on a board, on a cannabis board. And, at the time, there's a lot of nerdy people like myself and obviously like Cole and Elite sitting in their parents' basements and just sitting on the computer talking about rap. And so rap had gone from being, a street art, and I mean that in a literal way, like a street art, like dudes freestyling on the corner, to it had grown now with technology and the internet, and kind of these rap nerds from all around the world were now coalescing on the internet, and guys like Talib Kweli found a fan base much broader than just the immediate area that he was in like Brooklyn. He wasn't really, he's definitely a New York MC, a Brooklyn MC, but he found a fan base, a worldwide fan base, because of the internet. And so this is a perfect song to have a guy like Cole or Jay Electronica on, because they very much at that time represented potentially the next iteration of a Talib Kweli, of a Mos Def, somebody that came up in this digital era. And because of the fan base and just the work that dudes like Talib Kweli and Mos Def and High Tech did in the early 2000s to cultivate this scene and create a kind of a class of fan that was looking for exactly that. Like now there's like enough of these kind of guys enough of these fans, that is, that somebody like a J. Cole or a Jay Electronica with minimal compromise could become stars making the type of music that guys like Talib Kweli were making. So at this point in my life, I was fairly convinced that J. Cole was going to become J. Cole. I was all in on him. The warm-up I had been bumping at that point for a solid 6 months, and he was starting to make appearances on on other artists' songs and was showing the early signs of what would be one of his greatest strengths as an artist, which is as a featured artist, where it's always been one of his greatest strengths and weaknesses is that he is so talented and so versatile. He's capable of doing so much that, you know, especially in this time period, most of the official J. Cole songs are produced by him, rapped by him, sung by him. It's like it's all him. And this implied early on just where his career could go in the hands of a good producer or producers, good A&R or A&Rs, where he could just really lock in on the part of his craft that he is an A+ at, which is as a rhymer. And so these features were a hint that that was going to be the case. And so for it to be 2010, he's just got the warm-up out, the come-up also before that. He's got a couple mixtapes under his belt. He's got some buzz for being signed by Jay-Z. Doesn't have a hit on the radio yet, but you know there's an idea that he is one of the next guys up. And so you put him on a song here with Mos Def, Kweli, and Jay Electronica, and the expectation is that, you know, he's going to deliver. But what we find in this period of time of his music, this is after his appearance on the Blueprint 3, on A Star Is Born, and around the time of some other tracks that we're going to listen to where he's featured on, where he really, through his performance here, really just declares who he is, and that he's the one to look for. He's the one to not fuck with. And my memory of this, you know, I'm not remembering any of the bars or anything off the top. I'm sure once it starts playing, they'll pop back in my head and I'll start rapping along. But this is a defining moment for him. This little feature run he goes on here, 2009, 2010, leading up to his debut album, where he's just like, nah, y'all don't understand. Like, I am that guy. All right, let's listen to this.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
I like it too. I like it too.
Do me a favor, man. Speed it up a little bit. From the intro, you know I'm so influential because I'm glowing like a candle. The focus is so essential.
Yeah, so this came out 2010. I mean, you just hear it. Like, this could have been, you know, come out anytime between 1998 and 2010. You know, this could have been on any Talib Kweli album or Black Star, Reflection Eternal album.
With the conscience of villains, killers, and monsters. So revealing the honest, but still fulfilling the promise. So nice to kill him with kindness. Hitting like Muhammad Ali, you more like Tatiana. All this is probably karma. You dishonored the father.
This is a great verse. It's a great, intricate flow, effortless syllables, punchlines. Here's Jay Elect. Woo!
If I tip extra, can I huff a cig? Blow my smoke out the window, dropping ashes on the bridge. I'm in New York now, like Akeem and Simi was, trying to get the lobby door open from a semi-buzz. I just want to go to the slum and throw my money on the floor like the Notorious Bomb. Build a home, teach a class.
Sounds like the Notorious Big is who he sounds like right there.
Evolution. This that black Elohim Anunnaki rap. That Farrakhan Akeem Olajuwon Gaddafi rap. I dedicate this to my
Farrakhan Olajuwon Gaddafi rap.
I'm in the courtroom screaming, who that on the devil, serving gumbo with a shovel, dog. I'm on another level. Me and Kweli come together like two pieces.
That's a great verse. Cole's about to come up here, but those two verses, man, like that's a fucking bar to set. Kweli doing his Kweli thing, man, knowing he's got these two young guys on the song with him that want to come and fucking kill him, and he just, like I was saying during his verse, just really precise, technical verse, all the syllables in the right spots, hitting the right punches, lots of punchlines. And then Jay Elect comes in with this crazy flow, man, like just effortless B.I.G., which he kind of references in there, type of flow. Actually, honestly, that's got to be one of the better just Jay Elect rap verses. Just straight up rap verses. Like, that's a star verse that he just had. He's dropping topical references. He's talking about fleur-de-lis Shockey hats. It's 2010, so this is when the New Orleans Saints had won the Super Bowl in that era. Jeremy Shockey, the tight end. He's demonstrating who he is, what he's about with that. I singled it out when I was listening to the verse, the Farrakhan, Elijah Wan, Gaddafi bar. That's just who Jay Elect is. And yeah, man, just that fucking A1 verse. Two great fucking MCs right there, giving really, 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 really good performances. Let's see how Cole will respond to that.
Yeah, now here's the memo. I'm a rebel without a cause, a bezel without no flaws. And shawty, you straight, bet you look way better without no draws. Let's sweat out this.
Yeah, all right. So he's on it. I mean, like he's fucking on it. He sounds like they pulled his ass back in a slingshot and just or shot him out of a fucking cannon. He just is on his shit, man. We got to bring this back. This is so damn good.
Together like two pieces of metal, we magnetizing the ghetto.
Yeah, now here's the memo.
I'm a
rebel without a cause, a bezel without no flaws. And shawty, you straight, bet you look way better without no draws. Let's sweat out this alcohol. Bet I'm about to ball and never let up. Look how I just crept up without applause. Fed up with all the frauds and left y'all without a job. The center of attention.
This is clever. I'm Paul Gasol.
Really though, I'm LeBron.
Yeah,
Really don't
come
got
on,
my
man.
mind on this new school of rappers. I would really go Columbine and throw up the diamond sign. Boy, you know I'm a shine. Flow is in Ramadan. Cause couple years ago the game had they pajamas on.
Yes, they did.
Now they on my dick, man. I should throw a condom on.
Yes, you should.
Coming raw like I ain't got one on. And I ain't stopping nor copping no please. I just like a low squeeze, dog. I'm on a higher level, I'm on top of nosebleed. Say they sick, but when they rock, they don't sneeze. Like they on the block waving this block, but won't squeeze.
Please. Great.
Hold your applause until the ceremony ends.
There's Mos Def sliding in, doing his Mos Def thing. Yeah, that was a dope ass Cole verse. Punchy as fuck. Just, he knew the assignment, man. He knew the assignment. Now I'm not gonna cap here. No lie, Jay Elect may have gotten that one, but Cole was up there, fucking up there, man. This is a great song. God damn, this has got to get back in rotation.
The funky 4 horsemen and one more with high tech on the score once more. Of course, you're welcome. Thanks, appreciation for your participation. Special dedication, celebration, bitch ass.
Great fucking song.